Back in 2021, back in 2021, in Laddie Heights, when I told Pepper that I saw that woman that came before God. She was wearing this yellow turban. She's a beautiful black woman. That's she was wearing a yellow turban, like somewhat like that, and it was a beautiful black woman. I didn't know who she was. When she was speaking to me, I could. There was times where I could hear her. The volume of her voice will go up and down. It's hard to explain. Yeah, I was seeing her through the higher dimension. That was when I was getting attacked by that other being, and she came down and protected me from that being, that devil guy. That's the one I was telling my brother about. That devil guy. And I was attacking me. He grabbed the back of my neck and squeezed it. I couldn't. It was so painful. I couldn't move. So every time I tried to get away from him, he'd squeeze the back of my neck. Anyways, she came down and protected me. He couldn't do anything. It's as if you like when you go to like for example you go to your teacher, like that person that person's bullying me or whatever, like this is for example, and he'll be he was he she was in front of him, beside him, but in front of him, and he couldn't do anything. When she came down, he couldn't do anything to me, but he was looking at me like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. So anyways, that's who I saw. I didn't know who she was. She was talking to me. I remember her telling me she came before God, and I told my brother Pepper that that's who I saw. And then So anyways, I didn't know who she was. All I know is that she came down before God. Right? Okay. So when I went to EPAL, stated this. When I went to EPAL, a year later, I went to EPAL after working at Black Construction, all those other jobs, and then Cisco, and then I ended up homeless in EPAL Beach Park, sleeping in the pavilions. That's when I started. I left Linden and I went to EPAL Beach Park. That's when I was recording, doing the recordings, getting communication, divine communication. That's when they told me who that was. That was Nefertiti. She came down. And back in 2018, she said, my ancestors are helping me. And that's also when I found out about Sekhmet. I didn't know who that was. Spirit. All I remember was when I was trying to search. Oh shoot! Remember when I was trying to search? I thought it was Ninhursag when I. That's who I saw. That's who I saw because I was trying to figure out who was that being I saw. She was so powerful, and I thought it was Ninhursag. But through the recordings, my angels told me that was Sekhmet. So and I called her Omega even before I knew who she was, because the shape of her hair was like Omega, and I called her Omega because I didn't know what to call her. Then Spirit told me that her name is Sekhmet. Constantly, they keep telling me Sekhmet. So that's when I found out about Sekhmet and Nefertiti, and then through my awakening, my video that I posted.
How to stop committing sexual sin.
My video I posted. My awakening video. Where is it? Oh, here. So going back to Yeah, so that's the eye of Ra, the eye of Horus. Fatal Tactics. It's fun. You can see the face. Where is the- There. That's Ninhursag. Spirit's telling me that's not her. It's her name is Sekhmet. But I was thinking that was who I saw because it resonates with what I was seeing. It would resonate closest to what I've seen. And the lion coming out of her head. That was Sekhmet. The spirits constantly keep telling me that was Sekhmet. And there's just a lot of correlations and I resonate with because I got that on recording when I was a kid. I drew the pyramid and I wrote Stairway to Heaven. I have it on recording where my angels tell me we were there with you, and they told me what age I was when I drew the pyramid. They were there throughout my whole time. Back in 2018, she said the same. That when I got the divine communication. She said the universe is going to step in on my behalf, and this is unprecedented. What's happening? All eyes are on me. She goes, all eyes are on you. This is unprecedented, and people are addicted to you. And I was like, what? Like I didn't. But I was divinely guided to listen to that message. Mackie, you got to listen to this message. So I remember what she said, and then things started to happen. Like what? Wait a minute, these things are happening. She was right. The universe part, when it happened, I said she was absolutely right. I did see God, and then I saw Omega. Later, I found out it was Sekhmet. So through my awakening and my intuition, I don't see that woman anymore. I can't find her. I hope she's okay. You gotta be with her. She was saying this is psychics versus super psychics that's messing with me. God and the universe got my back. They're watching what they're doing to me. They're not happy. And my ancestors are pissed at them for playing, they're playing God with my life. So I give them to God and the universe. That's all I'm on, I just keep saying I'm going to give them to God. But there's only one place they're going with their black magic. That's doing the devil's work. She said that the universe got my back. And I've seen Omega. Later, I found out it was Sekhmet. So I got that in recording. And then when I was a kid, I used to sleep like an Egyptian. Like the arms crossed on the chest, and I'll lay down. Then I was telling Brian when I worked this. I was, why did I do that? Like it just makes me wonder. Like why did I do those things when I was a kid? I drew the pyramid, Stairway to Heaven, and I wrote Stairway to Heaven, and I was so fast. I was just like so obsessed like with Egypt when I was a child. I was like, so that it just I'm just thinking about that, and from what I've seen is just messages from the past into the future. Everything happens for a purpose, and I got that in a message where I believe that was Heavenly Father that came through in one of my recordings. Said, "Be grateful for your past." I got that in. I just saw a light right in front of me when I said that. Be grateful for your past. Be grateful for everything because it made you what you are today. And I remember when I got that on recording, when I heard that message, I remember what she said back in 2018. You were built for this. Everything that you went through since from your childhood, everything, all the pain, everything was meant to happen to you because you were built for this. You were made for this. Everything. So I got that message. Be grateful for your past. So I'm grateful for my past. You know, love and light. So I just don't want to see anybody get bullied. You know, and gang stalked and harassed. You know, that's wrong. I also give them to God and using black magic. Gang stalking, harassing. That's just not. That's hijacking. So and that's wrong. So love and light from heaven. So and also I got this book today. There's this book that I got. This book I just found this book today. I was reading through it, and I just got this today at February 17th. And there's a connection. I keep on picking up. There's a connection with Egypt and Christianity, and Psalms 104 and the prayer, a hymn to Aten, and there's just and they have a Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican and an Egyptian obelisk in DC. I mean, there's just there's an importance to it, and Psalms 104 and the prayer to Aten. I mean, there's a correlation there, and there's a lot of connections. And then over here we have they have this Egyptian. This is my first time seeing it. Was today my first time seeing this today. They have the Annunciation, the Conception, the birth, the adoration of the child, and it's all in hieroglyphics. It's the Jesus legend in Rome. I'm not done reading this. I just found this book today, so I'm gonna read it when I can concentrate, because I'm constantly picking up on energy, gang stalking energy, and interference. So when I can really concentrate, sit down and read and concentrate, and then I can really, really study, And ever since, I wasn't gifted and talented education when I was a child. That was like for, gifted and talented. Anyways, what messed that up was bullying. Anyways, distraction, and my home life too. But anyways, I'm gonna read this, and then this is I find this really interesting. So there's just a lot of connections with Christianity and ancient Egypt, So just wanted to share that. So they had this. There we go. They have in Egyptian, and then Christian, they just have this chart where the side by side chart of the connections. I'm trying to look for the word. The correlations, So yeah. So anyways, love and light. Protect your energy and your light. I love you. Love you to all my angels. Love and light.